Hello everybody. As always, my name is Cold Warpgates and I'm bringing you another CPL cast. Today we're going to look at these games between Too Fat Too Furious and the Korean Mechanics from week 2. There's a lot of recognizable players here. There's a lot of very good players, so I'm sure this is going to be a lot of good matches. So we're going to get into that in just a moment here. I realized that the Korean Mechanics team name is way too low. There we go. That looks better. I think it's too high now. There. All right. We're going to call that good. And we're going to get into the first game. This time, I finally remembered to put the graphics that you're seeing in the same order as the replay file, so there won't be any confusion about that. So we're going to start game 1 of DoodleDoodle against Groose. A PBZ here on Butter. Or maybe PBT, I don't remember. Let's find out. Oh, it's a Zerg. Alright. Here we go. Sporting the Korean Mechanics clan tag at the top right of Butter. It's the slightly greenish yellow Zerg Groose. And in the bottom right, the greenish green Protoss DoodleDoodle. Fighting for Too Fat Too Furious. Groose I have seen a lot in previous CPLs. DoodleDoodle I think is like possibly the highest ranked player in CPL. I know we hear a lot of people talking about how good they are, so should be an exciting match. So the maps for this week are going to be Butter, Polypoid, and then Eclipse. So two player maps. And oh my god, forget about that. I got a raid from somebody. I can't read that name, so I don't know. But 73 viewers? That's pretty nuts. So we are casting games from the CPL, the Coach-Pupil League. It's an organized tournament from for like basically like I guess like I don't know, like D to B players. I think Lightswarm set this up. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the follows. Hopefully you enjoy these games. These are some of the best players in the league. I don't know their exact ladder ranking, but it's probably like high 1700s or mid 1800s, I think. Yeah, I saw Lightswarm PM'd me about this and didn't understand what he was talking about. I thought he had like a new player he wanted to play. Thank you for doing that. So we actually have an unscouted Nexus first here from DoodleDoodle. Might think that they're playing PvT. And it's into what looks like a 9-pool from Groose. I wasn't paying attention to the build over here, but I'm pretty sure this is 9-pool. Like, I feel like if you can't kill a 12 next with a 9-pool, like, why wouldn't you just go 12 next every single game? So we'll have to see if DoodleDoodle can survive this. It is a pretty long rush distance. And the Overlord is about to see that there's basically nothing done here. Ooh, okay, but we have an interesting one-gap wall here. So a nice adaptation after this Nexus first. So with this like wall formation, the only gap is right here. So one probe or one zealot can block it. This wall is like absolutely terrible against Hydras, but that's not the problem we're dealing with right now. Oh, but Doodle doesn't quite block the gap. The Lings do get in there. They are fighting these probes. We have two cannons behind these blockers. But the Lings don't go for the cannon, they go into the mineral line. We're going to see if we can... No, the colors are not going to be improved. So two Lings make it into the main. Not a complete disaster. You probably take this trade if you got away with a Nexus first. And now there's only one Ling. Oh, and what is this from Groose? Third hatchery in base. This is very, very unusual from a Zerg. I can only imagine that it's just going to be like Hydras. Like, otherwise, I don't know what you're gonna get out of that third hatch, right? Like, well, I don't know why you wouldn't just put your third hatch at the third base at this point, and I'm pretty sure that a Doodle saw it. Okay, looks like these probes killed that leg, and now they're on a smoke break, hanging out and not mining anymore. Scouting probe still alive. Dude, I'm so bad at keeping my scouting probe alive. Well, there you go, because that happens. And we do have a lair, so it's not going to be just quick hydras. What is this about? Like, this is so unusual for Zerg to go to base on this map. Or in this matchup, I mean. Just because you can get a third base pretty easily. You definitely want that gas for lurkers and things in the mid game. All right, this is probably the weirdest setup I've seen. Like, I get this. I get the one wall, but having another gateway here is really weird. It is going to make it hard to build a bunch of cannons if they're needed later. I know that there's a thing where you want 2 gateways somewhere in your natural so that you can make an Archon really quickly if you have to. Oh, do we not have a Cybercore yet? What is going on in this game? I'm not sure what did it. Maybe it was just having to pull those probes, and these 3 guys are not mining here. Messed up Doodle a bit. Like, not getting the core is a pretty big deal. I mean, the core's not even started, and the spire's on the ground. So Groose is going to be pretty happy when they figure that out. Those 2 lings get cleaned up by Groose. This is looking pretty scary. I mean, you can get cannons in your mineral lines if you figure out that it's mutas, but you don't want to do that. It's going to basically give Zerg complete free reign of the map. We are taking that third base kind of late, but seems intentionally so from Groose. It's weird. I'm just not seeing the payoff from this hatchery in the base. I thought we were going to see something unusual. Groose checking for the third base. Dude, if a Protoss gets a third base at 6 minutes in this matchup, they're just insane. Like, lock them up, keep them away from society. That would be absurd. Now Doodle is going for the Stargate, but this is so late. I mean, like, the mutas are on the way, and this is not that, like, oh, I'm gonna make 5 mutas and 4 Scourge and just trick Protoss into over defending. This is, I'm gonna smash Protoss' face in with the space bats. And look at that, they're rallied directly to the Protoss main here. We have 1 cannon already, getting a second, but that's not going to scare mutas off. And that, while I said they were rallied to the main, they're going to hang out here in the middle of nowhere. There we go. We do see, I think we saw a Hydra Den. Yeah, so we're not going to go like all in on these mutas, but we don't have to. We're going to get plenty of damage done. Look at these 4 slow zealots trying to poke out here. Caught by the mutas immediately. Just by a few precious seconds for Protoss. Try to get some more defenses up. What are we going to do here? We have this 1 Scourge hanging out. There's no, or 1 Crusader. There's no Scourge here. Oh my god, the Muta is basically finding the way to take the most damage possible in that scenario. 2 of them do go down. We have 3 more waiting to join the fight. Now, this natural mineral line is pretty vulnerable to mutas. This cannon will kind of help, and this cannon will help there. So see, how many cannons has Protoss had to make here? I mean, in reaction to this, Protoss has only made 2. Or 3. But these were that. So basically 5 cannons, I guess, to deal with these mutas. I don't know if that's what you want for making, like, 13 mutas here. So actually, maybe, I guess maybe, is Protoss, like, just broken? Can you just get your Cybercore at, like, 6 minutes and still hold off mutas? We're up to 2 Corsairs now. Starting to see some good micro out of groose, looking for opportunities to do some damage here. Starting to do damage in the mineral line, but taking consistent hits from these cannons. If you don't fly far enough away, the cannons won't reset their target, and you actually will start losing mutas. I'm actually amazed at how, like, Doodle even just killed the supply here to supply block groose while there were mutas in the mineral line. Like, I cannot imagine getting away with this if I was playing in this game as Protoss. And we're starting to see switch to those Hydras. Cannon is clearing out the egg. No Zerg spies in the space. Getting an Archon. So this is because, of course, some mutas are pretty good at sniping Templar. And if an Archon can hit mutas, it will absolutely demolish them. But this Archon is not going to help against Hydras whatsoever. And this is one of the drawbacks to this wall, is that you must kill something to get anything bigger than a Zealot out. And actually the pylon goes down, depowers the gateway and the forge. Looks like the +1 attack was finished already. Oh my god, the Scourge are getting absolutely annihilated by this Archon. Disgusting. And now, I think a bunch of mutas just died. Because there were like 10, and now there's only 6. What is going on here? Alright, we do have some Hydras on the ground, but not that many actually. Just these Zealots can clear them up. The Archon is lagging behind. Alright, this is some pretty good SimCity here at the Zerg Natural. Hydras are blocked in. There's no Storm, but is there just enough muscle on the ground for Protoss to barrel through here? Look at all the splash damage that the Archon is dealing. I think there are going to be enough Hydras to defend here, but more of these supplies are going down. The Corsairs are forced to retreat here. The Protoss attack is cleaned up, but most of the Hydra force is gone as well. Zealot gonna get a drone kill. Look at that, there were 6 mutas hitting that Zealot, and it still managed to kill a drone. Amazing. Doodle is not bumping the brakes at all, just YOLOing more Zealots to the Zerg, getting... Oh, we have a much bigger army. We have 4 Templar. Storm is just now starting, though. We saw Goon range in production. Starting to move more to that mid-game Goon Storm army here. But look at, like... I know I keep talking about this, but, like, I don't understand why this third hatch was in the main. It like, look at how far behind Zerg is from where they want to be at 12 minutes in the game. Like, the 4th base should be up in a normal game right now, and the 3rd is here, but there's no drones mining anymore. And, like, Protoss doesn't really need to get a 3rd until Zerg gets a 4th. So Protoss is pretty much fine with this situation. I think we're gonna get observers and then move out again, but I don't think lurkers are even on the table. I don't think we've seen lurker aspect being burrowed. And the mutas are really just not gonna be super relevant anymore, unless we see some sick Templar snipes. By the way, look at these lings just allowing this pylon to exist. Like, what is going on here? Ooh, Doodle setting up the GT here for the 3rd base, but there's no drones. So maybe, like, when there's a fight in the middle of the map, the DT will go to the 3rd and discover that there's no drones to kill anyway. Alright, so Doodle is going to start setting up this 3rd base just a bit later than the ideal, like, 12-minute timing. But like I said, like, Zerg is really on 2 bases right now, so this is an amazing scenario for Doodle. Now, the mutas are here, though. What do we have that kill the mutas? We have a few goons and a few Templar, but it's going to be hard to get up this ramp, especially when the Zealots keep getting in the way. Dude, ramps are the hardest part of the game. for Protoss, man. It's absurd. Oh, big storm on the Mutas and a Goon, actually. Barely manages to save the Nexus. Scares away the Space Shrimp. So we don't see Lurkers. We do see Drop on the way for Zerg. Getting into that main base could be an effective way to get back in this game, but Zerg is going to need those units at home to stop this army. I mean, look at this. We got, what is 5 Templar. They got a ton of energy. There's plenty of Goons here. There's 2 Observers, even though there's no Lurkers yet. We got 7 more Goons in production. Look at the supply. Protoss is above 50 supply. I think that DT might have gone in here while I wasn't paying attention, but can't really tell what happened here. Oh, there we go. We do have Lurkers, but 4 Lurkers is not going to make a dent in this army. I think we might just see Doodle just absolutely steamroll Groose here. Alright, 1 storm on the Lurkers. Another huge storm on this clump of Hydras. The entire Zerg army gets melted, and Doodle is going to take game 1 off of a blind Nexus first here. And now that I look at the overlay, I see that the Korean mechanics is like way off. Let's see if I can fix that. There we go. Alright. Let's go to game 2 here. Thank you for the follow, TNT Eyeball. As well as the element people who follow. We got Floyd, Dead Infested, Liminal Dimension, the streamer who was there, whose name is in Korean that I don't know, and Iluvo. That looks like it's 21 Steve Jung. Alright. Let's get a game 2 here on Polypoid. Alright, here in the top right of Polypoid, in the green Zerg, it's Groose. In the bottom left now, in the magenta Protoss, it's DoodleDoodle. So, unlike our other 2 maps this week, Polypoid is a 4-player map. I don't know if that makes like Nexus First more or less likely. I think I'm gonna say less, because you won't be able to scout the Zerg and respond appropriately, but it does mean that Zerg is less likely to scout you. And like, I feel like if Doodle got away with that Nexus First so easily in the first game, they might just go for it again, right? I was looking at that and I'm like, why am I not doing this every PvC if Zerg can go 9-pull and not kill me? Now, I don't think there's a way to get a 1 Zealot wall here on a vertical choke. It looks like we might just see a regular Forge expand here. Okay, by the way, do you consider this a vertical choke because like the wall is vertical, or is it a horizontal choke because the like flow of traffic is horizontal? Ooh, looks like another 9-pull from Groose with the extractor trick. So the Groose not too shook by the failure for that build to get damage. It's still a fine build here. Gonna be a bit strong. Well, I mean, I don't know actually. I mean, is it gonna be stronger here? I guess the wall is not going to be as good, but Doodle did get the Forge first. Oh, and Doodle did scout it. So I think we're just going to see 2 cannons here. Yep. If you're ever worried about what Zerg is doing, just get 2 cannons. Like if it's like 9-pull or something even worse than that, 2 cannons and you're fine. Zerg actually doesn't even know where to send these links, because Groose did not a drone scout here, so probably saw the probe of Doodle came from the top left, but was a second scout. And look at this, Doodle even blocking the ramp to avoid the lings, just running by the cannons. Now, are we going to see that third hatch in the main again? It looks like Groose is trying to get it down at the mineral only. The probe being super obnoxious. I think the probe's going to win this fight. Amazing. What a god. Meanwhile, the Lynx are denied access to the Protoss base. There we go. The hero probe is shot down. Now, the thing about this base, like, I feel like if Zerg is trying to get this base on purpose, this can only be a 973, right? Because, like, why wouldn't you just get a gas base? Like, this base is, like, more defensible. It has more mineral patches, and it has a gas. So I feel like the only reason to get this base is because it's closer to Protoss, and you want to rally some Hydras at them. Now, is Doodle going to make the same judgment as me? By the way, what? This probe just walks up there? Like, it's not even drilled. It just walked up the ramp with 4 lanes on it. I could never do that, dude. That would never work for me in a million years. And meanwhile, Doodle just gets in here, sees that the lair is not started. And we do sell Hydrogen somewhere. Here, in the natural, can Groose keep the probe away from it? I think Doodle is definitely going to suspect this. Now, it could be just a lair in the natural as far as Protoss knows, but even then, it would still be kind of late. Oh, here you go. But the probe going to drill through here, see the Hydra Den, and Protoss knows everything. I'm still getting the Stargate, which is fine. You don't want to make too many Corsairs against 3 Hatch Hydra, but getting one of them is really important for scouting what Zerg is doing with their larvae to follow up. You know, like, are they going to keep making Hydras? Are they going to switch into drones and get a quick 4th base? You have to know that. Now we have 2 Zealots moving out here, trying to get some damage done. Maybe force some larvae to turn into lings or something like that. Like, small numbers of slow zealots don't really help you in defending the bust. They kind of just get chewed up, so this could be a way for Doodle to get some use out of them. But I feel like since the den is done, like, the Hydras that are going to come from the bust are just going to kill these zealots anyway, so it's not like you're forcing Zerg to spend larvae that they don't want to spend. We saw a second forge here, getting the +1 in the main, not even trying to get it here. So definitely respecting the Hydra bust. It seems like a Groose is not going too crazy here, not making too many units. Yeah, there we go. Getting the lair, so not going to commit here. Trying to force a big reaction from the Protoss. But, like, 4 cannons is fine. There's 3 more gateways coming, so so Doodle is going to get a big ground force to try to wrest map control from the Zerg here, which I think is the right way to do it. It's the way that I've been doing it lately, is like, I thought that you had to, like, rush to storm when you get Hydra contained like this, but I think that's just too slow. Like, I think if you just pump out a bunch of zealots, you can just fight those that are in the middle of the map, because they're just going to try to make drones behind this. And the gateway at the front and the forge in the front are pretty much going to fall here, but there's more gateways in the main base. There's actually 2 forges here. So Doodle's going for a 2-1 push, possibly. A 2-1 12-minute push is so deadly here. Oh, and Hydra range only just now finished. You can see that the Hydras are able to kill that Forge now, but there's 2 backups in the main, so who cares? Now, I thought Zerg was going to drone really hard, but we actually do have a conga line of the few Hydras coming out here. Getting that second gas could mean that we're going to head into Lurkers. Speed is done on the Zealots, and +1 is almost done as well. Might need a few more waves of Zealots here to actually be able to contest these units out here. Alright, so +1 is done. Do we have the Templar archives yet? No, it's actually kind of late. Could be a mistake here from Doodle. Maybe just leaning extra hard on these Zealots. Trying to break out here. There are a lot of Hydras and they're spread out very nicely, but I think the Zealots are just going to chew through them here. He's certainly going to get a very good trade. The reinforcements here. I think maybe Doodle is just barely going to win this fight. That's going to force a groose to go back to making Hydras again. Not able to drone freely as they would have wanted to. I don't think these elves are going to be able to get too much damage done here in the base. Yeah, we have a +2 attack and Storm on the way. Lurker aspect is almost done. I don't think we've seen a Robo yet, but there's no upgrades for the Zerg at all. So provided that we actually get detection for the Protoss, this mid-game push is gonna like roll over the Zerg. Possibly harder than we saw in game 1, if that's possible. 2 Zealots here trying to get damage done in the natural or main, but getting drilled by those drones here. Not gonna find too much, but going to see that there's no tech whatsoever for the Zerg. And you're gonna see these Lurkers know exactly what the Zerg plan is. Are these Zealots just gonna walk up here and kill these hatcheries? Like, what's going on here? Groose is just being pulled in too many directions here. Those 2 Zealots in the main bot time for a handful of Zealots to completely kill the third base with 2 hatcheries. That's just a crippling blow here dealt to Zerg. Absolutely absurd. Now we do have this Robo on the way. I don't think there's going to be much chance for a Lurker Contain to get set up because there's just not that much stuff for Zerg on the ground. And Doodle is even like continuing to keep the pressure on, not letting the Lurkers make it to the Zerg, to the Protoss Natural. And the Observatory is on the way already. And a wall of cannons. I think that this attempt here from Groose makes sense. I just don't think that it can work. What is going on here? Like, there's Lurkers on the map, and Zealots just keep walking up and killing hatcheries. The army is out of position for Zerg again, but Doodle does not want to lose all of these Zealots to Lurkers right now. Goes to where the 4th base could be, sees that it's not even there, and probably just laughs to themselves about how ahead they are in this game right now. Even sending more Zealots around the map, just like, well, there must be a 4th hatchery somewhere, right? Like, there must have been some more bases, but no. Zerg is kind of just dead. Oh my god, the Lurker even gets destroyed before he can burrow. 2-1 is done for Protoss. Like I said, there's no upgrades at all for Zerg, so Zergians are just going to get annihilated in these fights. I mean, look, like, this whole contain here is like 2 storms. Like, one here, and it's all dead. Doodle is breaking out, killing their own cannons. There's storm number 1. And storm number 2, what did I say? Now it's just a bunch of bruised lurkers here. Protoss is out on the map. Double the supply. Those zealots from earlier are going to rejoin the army. Going to catch the lurker that tried to retreat here. We got zealots at like half of the bases on the map, making sure Zerg isn't trying to sneak one out here. I just don't see how Groose can survive this. This army from Protoss groups up here. There's so much on the ground for Doodle. Even getting a 3rd base pretty much exactly the same time as last game. So Groose tried to charge out here and meet the Protoss middle of the map, but that's definitely not going to work. Like, maybe if you stay on the high ground, you have a chance, but look at this. There's so many goons here. Some really good storms, and Groose just has to tap out again, and Doodle takes pretty convincing 2-0 in this series. That's going to be the first series on the board for Too Furious. And now we're going to head into a ZVZ here between Melody and Hangs. Now, I am a Protoss player, so who knows what I can actually say about this matchup. I think I understand the strategies and the builds. I can't predict who's going to win a fight. Like, I have no idea. Alright, in the top left, the yellow Zerg. It's going to be Hangs from Korean Mechanics, aka Ask Me About CPL. And in the bottom right, sporting the Too Furious clan tag, it's the blue Zerg Melody. Now, Hangs was on as a co-caster last week. Super chill guy. Really knowledgeable on Zerg, but I can tell you that if there's one thing ZVZ is not, it's chill. So who knows how this is going to go. Melody is also a very strong player. She's a Grandmaster in StarCraft 2, I think. So definitely has a lot of the fundamentals down. Now, I've said this before. I like 2-player maps, especially in this matchup, just because, like, it's fair. Like, both players are going to get the first scout off. Sometimes in ZVZ, if it's like a 4-player map, one player will just send their overlord to the enemy base, and the other overlord will go in the completely wrong direction. So there's like a minute or more where one player just has complete vision of their opponent. So we don't have to worry about that kind of thing happening here. Now, what are we seeing here? It looks like overpool speed, I think, or over gas. I don't know what they're going to do with that gas. Meanwhile, it is a 12 hatchery in base for Hanks. So Hank's going to have a lot of larvae here, but Melody is going to get the tech advantage. I pulled up my microphone, but I just fixed it. So let's see what we're going to see here. Yeah, so we see this a lot in the CPL where like one Zerg gets the earlier hatch and the other Zerg gets the earlier gas, and then like the one with the gas tries to either kill with speedlings or get to the faster mutas, but the one with more larvae holds off for a while and then comes back. But this is going to be a significant tech lead for Melody. The lair is like a third done, and the spawning pool's not even finished. So is Hangs going to get link speed here and try to all in? No. Starting the lair right away. So both players going like straight to mutas right now. Barely any lings are on the map. Melody is getting speed. Getting a sunken colony here to deal with the extra ling production that's possible from Hangs. Got in the chat Ingo asking about the rough MR for tier 0. It's like 1750 plus. We have a couple people like Doodle that are like super high, like 2000 or something, but I think like the most tier 0 players are going to be like 1800s ish. I don't know about these two in particular. Now the spire here, I'm kind of worried that it's like too exposed. Sometimes in ZVZ we do see the spire get sniped by the players behind in tech. And it's not like super close to the sunk. I don't know where you could really put it that would be super safe. Like here would block all your mining. Like maybe back here? But then you can't really pull drones to defend it. I don't know. I'm just worried that like this is like pretty scary. Oh my god, look at all of these lings on the minimap. Spire is going down for Hank. I think there was like an Evo chamber or something earlier that got cancelled. Oh, and Melody might have even realized this. Getting a second sunk here blocks some of the surface area and helps protect the Spire. But here comes Hanks trying to bust in here, and there's not that many lings for Melody. The Spire is going to finish, but there's no larva to make mutas with now. But Melody does keep the Spire alive. Here we go, 1 muta is coming up. Like these 2 eggs really wanted to be mutas, but Hangs psyched her out into making these lings. And so Hangs is like kind of not completely canceled out the tech advantage here for Hangs, but it's pretty close. Like I think the mutas of Hangs are going to spawn shortly after the mutas from Melody could get to his base. And it, like eventually with double the larva and 3 more drones, I think Hanks is going to pull ahead here. Oh, there's even more links coming trying to get that Spire, but Melody is onto that. Oh, look at that, 5 mutas in production and a pair of Scourge. Is that actually more mutas already? Yeah, there's only 2 mutas here for Melody. 3 here with this one on the map. So very quickly, Hanks is just going to be ahead in every way here. Now Melody is getting the Carapace upgrade. I don't think it's so good that it will tip the scales enough here when your opponent has double the mutas, right? But Carapace is pretty strong. And you see Hangs is confident enough to send these mutas out to kill this Overlord here, for Melody knows that her mutas are just too far away to come backstab. These are some very brave Scourge here. Scouting around, trying to figure out where those mutas are, but they're kind of trapped at home. They don't want to take a fight out on the map. I think Melody might be waiting for this Carapace and then going to try to move out and kill Hangs before the Larva League gets too high. I think one of the Scourge got killed and the other one hit this Muta here, so if Hangs could find that in the fight and pick it off, that's a big deal. Hanging out here, maybe trying to intercept the mutas of Melody. Oh my god, look at this. This is kind of a ridiculous muta lead. By ridiculous, I mean 2, which is still really strong. Alright, Hangs is trying to get a 3rd hatchery in his natural. Is that enough? Is that, like, perhaps too many minerals to be spending not on defense right now? Because I think this attack from Melody... No, we're getting armor level 2. I don't know about that one. But we are moving out right now with these mutas. No support from the Lings. Just trying to head in here to the main, it looks like. So we have 10 mutas, 4 hangs, 8 mutas, 4 melody. I think one more hang coming on the way. These 2 Scourge. One gets picked off right away. I think this is going to come down to micro. We might see how effective this +1 armor can be. More Scourge on the way. Oh, the mutas from Melody walk right into them, and they're cloned perfectly by Hanks. So there's so much damage on these mutas, and I think Hanks is just going to mop it up here, even with the +1 armor. There's no more micro anymore. This is just math. Hanks is going to clean up the air here. Cool. Melody trying to reinforce, but the trickle of units is just too slow. Alright, so it's 3 very bruised up mutas here. Is that, I don't know if it's enough to just kill her yet, but getting this hatchery up, getting a second gas is a huge deal here. That Melody is going up to armor level 2, and Hanks is trying to get our armor level 1. I think armor level 2 is like not good, right? Because like our armor level 1 is already like really heavily going to reduce the damage from mutas. I think level 2 is not going to be nearly as effective because the damage of each balance is already pretty low. Look, Hangs is trying to check every base on the map. Not going to let Melody sneak one out here. Containing her in her main with these Lings. And like, if she brings her mutas to fight these Lings, then Hangs will just bring his mutas into a mineral line here. For now, Hangs does not have to be aggressive. Just sit back, enjoy the 4-drone lead. Double the gas income, triple the larva. Like, double the supply here. Like, I don't really know what Melody could do to get back in this game. I feel like it would require like a big missed micro from Hanks. Otherwise, like I said, it's like just math at this point. Here we go. Hanks has built up a ton of mutas and a ton of Scourge. We've seen very good Scourge micro from Hanks so far in this game. Oh my god, look at that. Half the mutas just get blown up right away. Melody taps out of game 1. We're gonna head to game 2. Oh no, how long have I been muted? Oh no, how did that even happen? Well anyway, we got the weird flesh colors there. In the bottom right is Hangs, and the bottom left, the Teal'Zerg Melody. And like I was saying, both players are scouting in the wrong direction. So they're not, or yeah. So they're not going to see each other. I was kind of pointing out that I think Melody is scouting like in the off meta way. I think you're supposed to scout towards the natural. I don't know if that's a choice from Melody or just doing it randomly. I don't know what I hit to mute my mic. Dang it. Thanks for pointing that out, guys. Alright, so Melody is getting, looks like, over gas. And then a spawning pool, and Hanks is just going to go for that 12 hatch again. Probably even in the main once more. Oh, well. No, here it is. In the natural. Alright, so this time, Melody's going to have an even faster lair. Which I assume is to get very quick mutas. But, like, I feel like Hanks is just going to do the same thing again, except even better this time, because this hatchery is in the natural. Like, Melody won't really have the lings to punish it, right? Now she starts a lair, and she does start to get speed here. But I feel like Hanks is just going to be able to hold off any kind of speedling attack. Their second overlords do see each other. Hanks just kind of veers off, I guess. Doesn't want to be too predictable about the path here. Maybe trying to see if there's lings coming. Does see one. That's going to come in here and try to scout. Hanks starts his own lair before speed. So looking very similar to last game, and I don't think that bodes well for Melody. One ling does go down for free there, not what Melody would have wanted. And again, like, Melody is like forced to get a sunk here. Spire is going down. Oh my god, look at, like, Hanks is like even like much closer on the tech this time. Ooh, Hanks gonna start. A Melody gonna try to get her natural hatchery up here. Could be one way to shake this game up. Is Hank's gonna have enough lings to do something like that? Like, I think he might. We only have 5 lings here, and like, what is this? 10 with the yeah, like 12 lings with the one in the main base. Like, I think Hanks has a decent chance here. Like, speed is done for Melody now, but it's gonna be done by the time Hanks makes it across the map. And like, I don't know ZVZ, guys. I'm a pro DOS, but like, when I see a game like this, like, it feels like, why would you like not just go 12 hedge? Like, it seems like Hanks really knows how to play from that position. Hanks was thinking about just killing the hatch, but Melody doesn't have that many links, and actually there's only 1 ling left. There is a sunken that's almost done, but it's going to get picked off here. Lings come from the perfect angle to not get drilled by drones. Look at how quickly that sunk goes down, and now it's just drones versus lings. There's reinforcements that are flowing across the map, and I think Melody is just going to get 2 out here. Down to 1 drone, and Melody taps out 1 muta, does make it out before the game ends, but a dominating victory for Hanks in this series. Which is going to bring it. Muted. What am I hitting? What am I hitting that makes it... I don't understand. Why is it muting me when I go to this screen? Weird. I don't get it. Well, anyway, I said that Hangs won that series in a dominating fashion. It's going to bring it to 1-1 here between these teams. Next, we're going to see a TVZ between ArtOfTurtle and myfleetingdream. And I am going to take a quick break to get some water and run to the bathroom between that. Pushing this to before this next series, I mean. So I'll be right back. And I think you guys are right. It's probably something about it was muted in that scene, but not in this one. Alright, I'm back. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. Let's head into this game. Oh. Here we go. So I gotta follow from myfleetingdream themselves. Alright, in the top right of Eclipse, which is the wrong map for game one. It's in the blue Zerg, it's the CPL mainstay ArtOfTurtle. And in the bottom left, in the grayish blue, it's a Terran player, myfleetingdream from 2 Factory to 2 Furious. Since I have myfleetingdream in the chat, can you confirm that this is the first game that you guys played? I'm like, I never know if it's the games are played in the wrong order or if the replays are mislabeled. But the map order for this week was supposed to be Butter, Polypoid, Eclipse. Now, I feel like 90% of the CPL TVZs these days are 2Rex Academy against 2-Hatch Muta. So that's generally what I expect. We used to see a lot of Goliath builds, but it seems like everything is very standard these days. And yeah, guys, I know that Eclipse was meant to be map 3, but this wouldn't be the first time people played in the wrong order, or just played on the wrong map altogether. Alright, let's see. Does look very standard. Actually, no, it doesn't. That's not a 12 hatchery from our Art of Turtle. I think this was Overpool. I'm not clear on why you would do that in this matchup. I guess it makes you a bit safer against like 8-Rex or something. Ooh, we have an early gas from myfleetingdream, so probably not going to be the normal gasless ball. Oh, okay, obviously it's not going to be a gasless expand. Probably not going to be that kind of build wall. Could be mech. Could be 1-1. Could just be like a 1-base bio push. A lot of options now. This is going to be a bit scary for Zerg. The SCV is going to get in here, see everything. Oh, they're trying to cut it off. Oh, and it's not drilled. So ArtOfTurtle does kill the scouting SCV here. Ooh, its Marine might catch this Overlord. But quickly has to run home in case all of these lings cross the map, which they are doing. And it is going to be a 1-base Academy rush. I assume you're going to get more than 1 barracks for this. I feel like 1 barracks is not going to be scary at all in the long run. Anytime the natural hatchery is done, the lair is on the way. Speed as well. Here we go. Stim and a medic. Are we seeing like a stim push with 4 Marines? Like, is this a thing? Is this what we're going to see? There's still only 1 barracks. Like, I feel like this can't be that good for Terran, right? Like, it's like a sunken hold this. That there's going to be a fire bed at least, but I just can't see this getting too much damage done. Now, ArtOfTurtle has seen that there's no expansion, but has not started a sunk. So, is that it? Are we just going to see this tiny group of bio stim across the map here and kill Zerg? Like, I don't know. Here we go. We do have the sunk started as well as the spire. I don't know. This build from myfleetingdream is either going to absolutely crush or look really dumb. Dream does scan in here. I don't know. Like, I don't want to say myfleetingdream each time. We're gonna go with fleeting, I guess, because that is what's on the on the screen name. Link's trying to come out here and catch this force. They actually get most of the units, just the fire bat and the medic, and now this push is dead. Like, so I guess you made ArtOfTurtle make some links and 1 sunk, but like I don't know. That just feels really bad for Terran. Like I've seen 1 base 2 barracks, and we've seen, of course, the expand and then get 2 barracks. But like, I don't really know what that was meant to do. Now these lings are going to run past the small group of units in the natural, head to the main, see what's going on. Don't think they're going to get too much damage done. They do kill 1 SCV and delay the 2nd barracks. Are they going to get more workers here? Nope, they get 1 more. Alright, so a total of 3 workers down. 4 workers down. That's a great deal for whatever it's like 6 lings. So Zerg is feeling pretty good here. The mutas are on the way. And as we point out in the chat, there's no eBay whatsoever. It's just now starting, but the mutas are on the way here. I don't know, like, I think Terran's just going to die. Like, I think fleeting is just gonna get knocked out of this game. We're gonna head to game 2 really quick, or it could be, you know what, who knows what order we're gonna watch these games in. This poor Firebat, maybe trying to check for the third base, gets annihilated. Maybe trying to buy time for this eBay, but ArtOfTurtle will no longer be distracted. Actually getting a third hatchery here, and I think it's like actually a very strange location because it's so open. It's probably not what you want, but if Terran is dead, it doesn't really matter. We have a small number of Marines here, desperately trying to force these mutas away. But there's nothing in the natural at all. This handful of SCVs is going to get forced to go back. 2 fall already. Spare Marine killed. Marine range on the way. 3 turrets in the main, but the natural, delayed as it is, might be completely shut down. Like, we're not even trying to build turrets here. We have more mutas flying across the map. Third base is on the way for Zerg. No Hydrogen yet, so could maybe lead into Crazy Zerg. Could just lean heavily on those mutas and try to outright kill Terran. I mean, I guess you don't really need lurkers if Terran's not going to attack you. Another scan goes out. It's actually at the normal third base, so it sees nothing. The turret goes down. ArtOfTurtle doesn't want to dive on this bio too hard. There's no reason to try to yellow the game like that. The comm set went down. That's pretty annoying. ArtOfTurtle just trying to be annoying here, not going all in with these mutas. There's no reason to lose them all. It's Fleeting going up to that third barracks, but just so slow compared to where Terran is supposed to be in the game right now. Scanning up on the cliff, try to get some free shots on these mutas, but like, this is starting to get really scary. This is a Zerg's dozen of mutas here, leaving 1 for the control grid. For the Overlord, I mean. And like we saw for a minute that like Fleeting wanted to move out and kill a third base maybe, but the mutas just forced him to come right back. The Natural Command Center is going to get blasted here. The mutas are just going to wipe out the bio. Like, I don't know what else to say about this game. Oh, 1 SCV finds the third base, but lings are made. There's going to be a sunken colony there. Oh, we do have Hydras on the way and Lurker aspect done. But like, I think mutas are just going to win the game at this point. Like, I don't know what this like 1 base Terran is going to do. The factory is just now started, so there's no chance of like vessels coming out, or even a Valkyrie to fight these mutas. And yeah, look, like Fleeting can't even save the natural. I mean, like, this could have been lifted off and flown back to the main to make SCVs at least, but as it is now, it's just going to go down. Well, we might see a mass repair here, but I think ArtOfTurtle could just kill all of the Marines. Like, it's trying to mic away from like 2 Marines right now. Like, just kill them. Like the SCVs go back to the main after half repairing the command center. Man, like, Terran players are ridiculous. They're so greedy. Ooh, ArtOfTurtle maybe trying to dive to the main here. Might get trapped between these Marines and some turrets, but good micro. Oh, here we go. The Lurkers are showing up. As soon as they shoot, Fleeting taps out. And that's going to be game 1. Question mark. Could be, could have been basically any game in the series. Who knows what order these maps were played on. Why? Why does it keep Yeah, it's when I go back to this screen, it mutes me. It's really weird. But we're going to assume that the maps were played in the order presented to me. We're just going to treat it like that. Let me see here. Nope, when I go back to that scene now, it doesn't mute me. I don't know. In the top right of Polyploid, in the white Terran, it's My Fleeting Dream fighting for Too Fast, Too Furious. And the bottom left, Victorious in Game 1. In the navy color that's too dark to read, it's ArtOfTurtle. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're gonna make a blue versus red so I can actually read the name here. Is screen switch hotkey mute? Nope, that doesn't mute me either. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just being trolled by Streamlabs. Alright, so we saw an overpull from ArtOfTurtle before. And we saw that weird one-base build from Fleeting. I can't imagine the Fleeting is going to go that build again. Like, I feel like it just... I don't get it. Like, I'm Protoss, so I don't know. But, like, that build felt really bad. It just seemed like ArtOfTurtle had no problem dealing with it whatsoever. Looks like it will not be an overpull from ArtOfTurtle. Probably gonna head right into that standard 12 hatch. Here we go, gonna get that expansion started right away. Looks like a more normal game from Terran. Still trying to get that gas, but I have a feeling we're gonna see a gasless expansion here from Terran. Pool is started for Zerg here. Yeah, we're gonna get the command center on 18, I imagine. Hopefully, Fleeting will be able to put up more of a fight this game. The first game, ArtOfTurtle really got to do whatever he wanted. Looks like it will be a 2 hatch rebuild. Like 99% of all ZVT. Fleeting even sending out a second SCV, but not gonna be needed. Gonna see what Zerg's doing. Oh no, alright, never mind. Oh my, we're doing this again? No, don't do this again. This was oh, I don't get it. I don't get this build. Like, it just seems like worse in every way than the standard build, and like it's even cross positions. So like, what it was like 4 Marines, a medic, and a fire bat. Like, what is it gonna do? Is it like mathed out to where like it will beat 1 sunk, but Zerg will only think they need 1 sunk? I don't know. Yeah, it's the same thing again. I just don't like. Couldn't you just have a second barracks to have way more Marines? I don't know. Well, is ArtOfTurtle going to see it? I mean, we saw that there was no expansion, so I should be aware that something unusual coming up here. So Fleeting is going to get their natural command center. Firebat is going to be started. Oh no, here we go. So the first Firebat is out already. The Ling scouted this push, and this one is going to confirm it. We actually do see 2 Sunkens out. But like, I don't know. I don't think Terran can afford to set themselves back this far just to make 2 Sunks, right? Like, assuming in here, maybe trying to get here before the sunks finish, but with 2 of them, I don't think Marines can really clean this out that fast. And we have, there go 1, finishes, 2 finish. Firebat does tank 2 hits here. The medic is really far behind. Guys, I don't know. I've said this, but I keep saying this, but like, what is this build for? I just don't get it. This time the eBay is started much earlier. It will be up in time to stop those mutas. I don't know. Some Terran player has to explain to me what the point of this build was. I don't know, maybe if like ArtOfTurtle usually does something weird. Like ArtOfTurtle is like usually like super greedy. So this build makes sense. But it just seems like so standard from the Zerg in this game, and it's not a problem at all to do with this build. Like 2 sunks. That's it. Fleeting is going to use this Firebat to scout for fast 3rd bases, but doesn't seem to be on the menu for Zerg. Terran scans the main, sees the Spire, which is getting +1 attack. So they're going to be aggressive with these mutas. The eBay is done much faster. We have turrets coming online here. The mutas are not going to have quite as much free reign as they had before, but still, like, not really gonna be able to pressure Zerg at all, I think. ArtOfTurtle managing to find a little gap in the defenses here. Ooh. I'm missing a shot on that turret, taking a lot of free damage here. Still finding the opportunities here. Uh-oh, a misrally drone is sent back. I saw a video from Artosis from a few months ago where somebody asked him, like, if you could make a balance badge for Broodwar, what would you do? And he said he would make the damage of turrets normal type, but they would cost 100 minerals. I think it's pretty funny, because that's like doubling their damage in this matchup for only a 1/3 increase in cost. Like, I feel like that would be so busted. But anyway, in this game, the mutas are not nearly as effective as they were in Game 1. Fleeting has kind of learned from their mistakes here. ArtOfTurtle is not going to take us sitting down. Still finding a few things that are out of place here. Places where these mutas can deal some damage. Ooh, and that Firebat is still on the map. Finds this 3rd base. Is going to get cleaned up, I think. I actually have no idea if Firebat beats 3-lings or not. Looks like no. Just barely. Like two more shots, the Firebat wins that. And Fleeting has managed to keep these Marines alive here. Could be a pretty scary forest, but there are 11 Mutalisks, which could force a Fleeting to come back if they try to dive in. And +1 attack is almost done for the biome. Oh, these Mutas like spreading out here. Oh, there's just more. So there's like, what, 16 Mutalisks? But Fleeting is not respecting them, just heading right to that third base. Relying on these turrets and the rallied reinforcements to try to hold these off. And this 3rd hatch is going to go down. There's a bunch of units like scattered on the map for ArtOfTurtle. Now what is Zerg going to do here? Is Zerg going to counterattack or try to come back and clear this army? I don't know. Now, there's only going to be 4 sunks in the natural for Zerg. Is this enough to bust that? I think we're very close. Oh, we do have the Mutaflak diving on the main. The turrets are down. Are there enough units here for Terran to clean this up? Not that many Marines. It looks like maybe we're just trying to retreat to the natural with like 7 turrets. I don't know. Oh, but all the mutas are fighting these turrets. Is this enough? Yes, it is enough to break them down. We have the Marines trying to bust in here. There's going to be 5 sunks in this little like J formation here. 2 mutas defending. One of them gets picked off. I think this is enough for Zerg to hold on here, even making drones in the face of this bus. Well, I don't know. It might be that, yeah, there's enough medics. Is this like I think that maybe the sunks were too like spread out. It's barely enough for Terran to bust in here. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Okay, we have half of the mutas in the main for Terran. Half headed back to defend. But Zerg is going to be on 1 base here. If Fleeting can clean up mutas in the main. Well, that's never going to happen. Fleeting is just turtling here on these turrets. So it's all going to be down to this army. Can ArtOfTurtle clean it up? Okay, never mind. That force gets absolutely crushed. Oh my god, look at all these turrets. Turrets don't help you against the Lings. And now it's going to be 1 base from both players, but Zerg has a much bigger army on the board. A lot of this tech is going to go down. There is a science facility, but is there even the money to make 1 vessel and then get irradiate and then wait for the energy? And Fleeting taps out, and I guess that the replays were mislabeled because there actually is a 3rd replay. So we're gonna watch that in the interest of fairness. But I guess we know how it goes. So I'm not sure how the replays are labeled. I don't know if the app just like tries to figure it out. I'm not sure how this labeling problem happened. Yeah, I guess you guys were right. But we are going to see this game on Butter, even though if we ultimately know the result. I mean, if the players played it, I think we should watch it. Alright, in the top right of Butter, in the Zerg, it's ArtOfTurtle, and in the bottom right, it's Fleeting in the purple Terran. Yeah, I think now that I have this experience where I know that they're just mislabeled by the app, I'm just going to go by the map order in the future. But, like, I know on Monday when I casted, like, there were games on Sylphid for this week, so people just got it confused, I think. We saw ArtOfTurtle go for the overpool on Eclipse in that 2-player game, and that 2-player map. Is that just what they do on 2-player maps, or maybe it was a reaction to something that Fleeting did? Nightcat, I think the date on the replay is like from when I download it. I'm not sure. I will check that after this game. That might be a good way to figure that out. Does not look like an overpool here from ArtOfTurtle, so just something that he brings out for Eclipse maybe. Alright, is Fleeting going to go for that build one more time? Maybe if this really was game 1, like, maybe it just did so much damage in game 1, that's why Fleeting kept going for it. The weird 1-rack stim push. 12 hatch here from Zerg. Scouting workers meeting in the middle of the map. I don't think it's going to be a 15cc, guys, if we see this depot. Dude, this build's so weird. Somebody please tell me what the point of this build from Terran is. I feel like this might be one of those builds that's on Wikipedia from like 2005 and just no one's updated it. Is there an SUV hiding behind the gas? Is this... Oh, here it is. I thought it was like hiding behind the spikes on the gas geyser or something. Oh my god, this Marine might get this Overlord. I think it's going to get over the cliff in time. Nope, just managed to make it over there. Yeah, here's that build again. Oh my god, look at this. The Fleeting was using the like spam click thing to make the SUV hit harder on the pool. Alright, so we're gonna see this medic and then a fire bat, yep. And then Poobat was stim. And then we'll see like 1 or 2 sunks and they're gonna be completely fine. Oh, Lang hits the creep colony for some reason, but gets stopped right away. Here's that little 1 fire bat push coming, followed by a command center from Fleeting. But there's already 1 sunk, and like I feel like 1 sunk holds us off. Maybe this can bust 1 sunk. I don't know. Ooh, ArtOfTurtle thinking about another one. Maybe decides it won't be there in time. These 2 Lings find the push. Managed to kill 1 Marine despite like 4 Marines, a firebat, and a medic, and 2 Lings still kill 1 of the Marines. All right, trying to kill this sunk before the other 2 can finish. Drones being pulled here, but the firebat super effective. Drones decided to just ignore it. And look, like 1 sunk holds it off. Like you don't even need the other 2. Like maybe you would have preferred to have 2 here, but yeah, 2 like quicker and then not make the 3rd one at all. But like I don't know, man. I think we were gonna see like a hatch in main, maybe. I heard something get canceled in main. The Spire is done. Is there an eBay? Yes, the eBay is on the way, so turrets should be in time again. But like we've seen ArtOfTurtle take advantage of these mutas pretty well in the other 2 games. Getting Carapace this time with the mutas. Firebats again, checking for the 3rd. So like, is that the point of the build? To like get map control kind of, or at least get the firebat on the map to check for the 3rd? I don't know. 1 muta is on the way. Oh, never mind. More than 1 muta is in the base. We got 3 mutas back here. Do get driven out. Not really up to that scary number quite yet. Oh, I saw a Queen's Nest. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it was the creep colony. Yeah, never mind. It was the creep colony. I mean, it's like a super fast hive. That's not what we see here from our ArtOfTurtle. Just more mutas coming. Oh, hold on. There is a Queen's Nest. And now there is a hive. Okay. So it could be Crazy Zerg. I think I agree with Tarpman in the chat. I think we're going to see Guardians back here. It's going to be pretty strong unless Terran gets like a Wraith or something. Like I feel like there's no way, like if they morph back here, there's no way for the Marines to like find them and run, you know, and stim under the eggs. One drone is misrallied somehow. I mean, we've seen the check be pretty late from Fleeting so far in this series. Factory just now started. I don't know what the time on the Greater Spire is. I think it's like about a minute or so, and then another like 25 seconds to morph the Guardians. I feel like we have to see like Wraiths or a Valkyrie or something to deal with these Guardians. There's gonna be no way for the Marines to fight them. We got a third base here. Going for Zerg. I think Fleeting probably scanned the main. Maybe scanned a third location. I'm not sure. Wasn't quick enough on that to see what they saw. But I think seeing the fast hive and seeing all of these units should clue you in. That is what the scan revealed. There we go. The Greater Spire's on the way. And the Ultra Cavern. This is going to be Guardian Crazy Zerg. That's interesting. I feel like Guardians are usually like the game ends with the Guardians, one way or the other. I don't know if you're going to have time for the follow-up Ultras to come out. Ooh, diving really deep in here. There are quite a few Marines. Don't want to lose these meters. I mean, you want to keep them alive to morph into Guardians, but managed to kill quite a few SCBs on this trip. Oh, this Overlord, way out of position, does get slapped. Greater Spire is almost done. Alright, what did Fleeting... Oh, so Fleeting scan the main is going to see all of this tech. And actually just decides to move out, doesn't want to deal with the Guardians at all. Maybe this is the answer here. I mean, there's so many Marines. They're all in a conga line. There's no Lurkers. There's no Defiler. Ultras are not going to be out in time. They're not going to have those upgrades. We're just going to have to see mass Sunkens here. Now, every single Muta was morphed to a Guardian. Do we see any kind of anti-air? The Starport's on the way, but we have for a long time. We see tanks to deal with these Sunks. I don't know if they're going to get here in time. The Ling is just getting funneled in here, absolutely cleaned up. Not as, you know, two of them get to attack. There's only 3 Sunks left. Another one's trying to go down. I think there's just enough bio to shoot through it. The Guardians are done, but they're not attacking. ArtOfTurtle 2 focused on the front. We see like 2 Ultras in production, but with no upgrades. They're not going to do anything against this huge bio force. Alright, the Guardian's going in, but Terran just retreats out of the natural. We have a Wraith and a second Starport in production. I think Terran has done it. I do not see a lot of Guardian games. I don't feel like this happens a lot. So maybe like more mutas had to be made here to force more of a response from Terran. But like when these raids come out, I think ArtOfTurtle might just tap out. Yeah, especially since like no mutas were kept whatsoever. Is Wraith, these 2 Wraiths will eventually clean up all of these Guardians. They're very squishy here. Oh, they have 2 armor. I didn't know that at all. This Firebat might find this 3rd base. Alright, let's see how these unupgraded Ultras are going to do. They do have their 2 armor. Oh my god, look at this bio in the choke. Only 1 Ultra at a time. All of the Guardians are dead. I think I've heard my tap out of this game. Firebat somehow not finding that base. The wraiths are on the way. How long do you think it takes a wraith to kill an ultra? I think they might just regen their health faster than they die. This is so sad. These ultras trying to get through here. There's no anti-air whatsoever for Zerg. Medics, I don't know what they're doing, getting way out of position here. The Ultra is finally finding some surface area to attack, and is ArtOfTurtle actually going to bust out of this? I don't know. I think they're not going to have anything left. Like, should be enough bio to hold this off. Meanwhile, the Wraiths are completely unopposed. If these drones transfer, I mean, it's only going to reveal where the third base is with no defense. Can these ultras clean it up? I kind of doubt it. So many wraiths. Bring up the bunker finish just in time, and ArtOfTurtle taps out. So the end score in this series was 1-2. Got a little confused by our map order issue, but we figured it out, and our ArtOfTurtle is going to tip it in favor of Korean Mechanics. It's going to be 1-2 now. We're going to see the last series, and I know it's your favorite. It's going to be a TVT here between Pandor and Lovesnow. So get comfortable, because it's Terran versus Terran. And the maps are in the right order this time, even better. Alright, here we go. In the top right of Butter, in the brown Terran, it's Pandor. In the bottom right, in the gray Terran, it's Nam Lovesnow. And we have Pandor on 2 Factory Furious and Lovesnow for the Korean Mechanics. Pandor, again, I think is like one of the highest ranked people in the league. Definitely a Terran legend within CPL. Lovesnow, I know I've seen them play before, but don't remember too much. I am pretty curious about TBT on this map. Like, I feel like the biggest feature about this map is the like 4 paths through the middle, and like how important it is to stay on top of where your opponent's army is. And like in TBT, it's even more important. So I don't know if it's going to be like look completely normal, where you just have tanks in the middle of the map like trying to hit each other, or like one player is going to lock down like 3 of the 4 paths, and then their opponent will just run through the undefended path. Looks like Pandora's going to get this barracks down here in the corner of his base. So it is a Lovesnow here. It's completely normal here to just lift your barracks and scout with it after getting like 1 Marine. Like very similar builds from both players. Now, I've said this before, this is more true of like Tier 2 and Tier 3, but I've seen so many TVTs in CPL where like one player goes for some kind of 1 factory expand and the other player goes for 2 factory, and like every time except 2, I think, the 2 factory player just gets crushed. I think nowadays, like, mass vulture has become popular again in this matchup, like, to get map control and lay mines and stuff. Seems like Love Snow has one worker in gas, while Pandora has none. So I think Pandora is gonna expand after this factory. Putting this guy in gas could mean, like, I don't know if it means like you can get more factories or like just a machine shop. I'm not really sure of the math on the guy in the gas here. In the chat, we got Sony telling us about builds from like 2001. Hydra Guardian. Dude, Hydra Guardian is what I used to beat the Zerg campaign, so I know it's pretty legit. Alright, so we have actually quick command centers from both sides. Pretty much identical here, except for that one guy in gas. Now Pandora has actually put 2 in gas. I don't know, like, at that point, like, just put 3. Like, I don't know, maybe this a TVT is, like, so finely balanced that, like, you need to control your guys in gas this tightly. Still looking like very similar builds, except the early machine shop for Love Snow could give Pandora an opportunity to outnumber them. Like, there is a chance that the player with just one more vulture gets to run over their opponent, right? Yeah, here we go, 3 vultures against 2 vultures and 2 marines. Looks like more vultures is good. Is it enough for Pandora to break through? I think not, with the repair on this vulture and the reinforces. Pandora is going to pull back, at least for now. Both players going up to 3 factories here, just continuing to make vultures. I wonder how long this will go for. Like, how long is it going to be until we see a tank? Looks like Pandora went in again, but lost their vultures while I wasn't paying attention. So now Love Snow has a pretty significant lead here. It's like 3 vultures in the ground. We have 3 for Pandora, but they're all split up, and one of them is bruised up. This one is missed rally. Takes a bunch of free shots here. Pandora decides he really doesn't like that egg, but there's 3 speed vultures in here for Love Snow. That faster gas paying off for just a few seconds. Still a lot of vultures here for Love Snow. I mean, like, it's kind of just math here. Like, you can't even lay sick mines because they don't go up on vultures, trying to pull the boys, but I can tell you from experience, workers are not good against vultures. Maybe it was just enough to tip the scales here. Some of these SCVs are too rabid, they're too excited to go out here and fight. But Love Snow brings some reinforcing vultures. And now there's no vultures on the ground for Pandora. We got just 2 come out of the factories. There's still a big lead here for Love Snow. I guess we're literally not going to see tanks in this game. It's going to be vulture versus vulture. Love Snow. Oh, putting out some mines. Now there's no units so far from Pandora that will trigger these mines, just for those, like, that 1 or 2 marines that we saw. Meanwhile, we have a 3rd command center, I think slightly off-center here for Love Snow, but is it even going to matter? Like, is Pandora just going to lose all of his workers in a natural? we go. Pandora just taps out, and we just had a TBT with 0 tanks in it. First game is going to go to the Love Snow there. And it muted again. What? It trolled me. It's trolling me, dude. I don't understand this at all. All right, in the bottom right, in the yellow Terran, it's Pandora. Is this the same yellow? Yes, it's okay. So that's just yellow. And here we go in the top left, in the gray Terran again. It's Lovestone. Yeah, Hangs. This is the final series that we'll be casting tonight. There was a 5th set in Tier 0, but it was a walkover. So there's no real place to cast there. Alright, so it is polypoid and it is cross spawns. So we could see this go to a longer game. I mean, it's TBT, so I feel like ending at 7 minutes is like the game's barely started, right? I wonder if the like 3 factory vulture that we saw from both players, is that like, was it a choice on butter because it's flat between the main and the natural? Is it just like the meta right now? I don't know. I mean, I think the point of a 3-5 vulture is, yeah, like when your opponent messes up like that, you can come in for the kill, but even if they go for tanks and you can't kill them, you can lay mines outside their base and really contain them and just do whatever you want on the map. So maybe we're going to see that again. I mean, once again, here players doing very similar setups here, putting these barracks in the corner. Lightswarm, I don't think there's any plans for further casts tonight. I think there were not a whole lot of casts this week. It looks pretty much identical from both players here. I guess a bit of a faster scout from Love Snow. First factory is starting. And Love Snow pulling completely off of the gas. Pandora leaving 1 in the gas. I think it's the opposite of what it was last game. But I think we're going to see, I think this means we're seeing the same thing, right? Like some vultures out of this factory and then a command center. Did I get the colors backwards? Yeah, there's no guys in gas for Pandora. Wait. Oh. You're right. I had it backwards. This is Love Snow, who did have the one guy in gas last time. I'm a good caster, guys. I'm really good. Super professional. And after the command center started, they go back in the gas. And after the command center started, they go back in the gas. Or no, leave it at 1. I don't know what's going on. The SV from Pandora does get to go in there and confirm what's going on. It's going to see that it looks very similar to last game. I feel like what happened last time was Pandora got too aggressive and then was just never able to recover the vulture count. So I feel like Pandora is going to be more conservative this time, surely. Especially now having seen that it's identical builds. And we do have that machine shop for Love Snow. Oh, I get that fast speed upgrade. And then, like, this is basically the first game again. Like, I think this is exactly what happened. The bases are finishing up. Pandora just a few seconds ahead, probably because of the no guys in gas. Eric's just slowly meandering on the map. Isn't TVT so exciting? Third factory on the way for both players. Pandora now getting his machine shop. There you go, the barracks for Pandora is finally going to make it into the base of Low Snow. I wonder, like, when we get into this, like, Vultureman versus Vultureman, like, is it, like, when do we stop? Like, right? Like, when do we start making some tanks? I don't know. Like, I feel like it must end somewhere. Oh, how long have I been muted? I don't. How does this keep happening to me? Oh my god, what is going on? Dude, I don't understand. Like, my computer just haunted. I don't know why it's going back. Anyway, we had those vultures diving in for Pandora, but Let's Go finally got tanks. Although now with the reinforcements, even the tanks might not be enough. The mines are getting dangerously close. Taking this. Oh my god, the huge mine hit takes out 2 tanks. We need reinforcements from Pandora to force the issue here. There are the vultures. Is Left Snow going to hold off? Oh my god, no, there's suddenly 5 more vultures. Vultureman never stops, and despite, well, actually, despite all his skills, Pandora's still behind in the worker count. Yeah, I mean, are we? Is this it? Is this what TBT is now? Like, we just get vultures, and whenever you make a not a vulture, you just can't win. Like, you're just behind a vultures forever. Like, yeah, vultures are gonna force their way up the ramp, gonna lay mines to take care of this tank. Ooh, mines kill, like, big kills on both sides there. The last vulture is cleaned up. Look at how so many mines in the natural here. Somehow still gets the tank? Are you kidding me? Oh my, where are all these vultures coming from? How many factories are there? Okay, there's 5 factories. Alright. I thought we were still on 3. And Pandora's just gonna keep doing this. Like, I don't know, man. Vultures seem pretty good. Like, why are we making things that aren't vultures? Love Snow desperately trying to unblock the ramp, but Pandor forces the way in. Lays more mines here in front of these factories, trying to hunt down this tank. There we go. Decides to ignore the tank, head for the mineral line. Pandor finally just a bit ahead on the work account. Another huge wave of vultures here. Looks like Pandor is going to get a third command center too. I mean, like, Alefsto is struggling to hold on here. I don't think they'll be able to push Pandor anytime soon. Screw this. Bot in my chat. Something was canceled somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, the third command center is actually done for Love Snow. Oh my god! Dude. Holy shit. These mines. There's so many units here and they still die. Dude, I don't even feel sorry for Love Snow. How many games have I had where, like, I have goons and I have observers and, like, I can see the mines and the goons just walk into them anyway. But oh my god, that was so huge. It was a tank and like 4 vultures or something. And there's so much on the ground for Pandor. We have siege mode done for Pandor and actually 2 tanks. So we're starting very slowly to see the end of the Vulture Man Wars. Lovestone has siege mode here. Get some tanks on the high ground. I feel like the Vultures could still, like, run in here and lay mines if they really wanted to. There you go. Siege mode is to counter some mines, clearly, so you don't have any ridiculous mine hits like we've seen a few times in this game. But look at, like, how much vision Pandor is getting here on the map. And the Lovestone is completely contained here. I think we see a starport. Drops could be one way for Lovestone to get back in there and deal some damage, but Pandor is almost 20 workers ahead. Or I guess 12 workers ahead, so not really that close to 20. Has the 3rd command center, and Pandor is getting 2 starports. So if we see wraiths here, that'll definitely be one way to stop any potential drops. Or like a wraith from Lovestone trying to break open this contain. Why have, like, there's been so many things that have been canceled here in this base of Pandor. I don't know what's going on. Getting a science facility, I assume that's for the upgrades and not for, like, fast battle cruisers or something. With 2 control towers, though, is it going to be, like, double a dropship from Pandor? Okay, what is this? Like, bro, you gotta at least, like, attempt to clear out the container before you fly out this command center, right? Looks like maybe the starport from Lovestone is just for the science facility as well, trying to get that +2 attack. A +2 attack in this matchup is like an extreme breakpoint where tanks will 2-shot tanks. Lovestone trying to break out here. Way more tanks on the ground, but the Vulture leads still very comfortably with Pandor. And it might be enough to keep Lovestone contained here, not allow this 3rd base to go down. We got SoCS in the chat pointing out, yeah, this command center does give you vision. I didn't really think about that. Lovestone going to continue to try to bust out here. More tanks have showed up from Pandora. There's so many vultures still on the map. Laying mines on these siege tanks. We're going to see some more disgusting hits. There we go. Gets one tank. A few SCVs here pulled to try to repair, but there's just so many vultures. There aren't even that many mines. It's just the sheer vulture count here. Lovestone manages to stay in the game, but the contain continues. We have Goliath to shoot the command center. A decent tank count here for Pandora. More on the way. Third command center done. eBay done. 3 dropships just hanging out. Maybe as soon as Lovestone gets up on this high ground, Pandora just goes right here and takes over the main base. Lovestone has just had enough and taps out of the game. We got Cloak coming on the way for Pandora, so going to continue to abuse that position. That's going to bring this series to 1-1. What is going on? How does this keep happening? It's not consistent, right? Like, it's not whenever I change scenes, right? Like, I'm changing scenes now, and there's no muting going on. It's just when I'm not paying attention is when it mutes. What is this? What is this? Yeah, I'm changing, like, I'm trying it both with the button on my obs and with my, like, hotkey. Dude, I don't understand. I just have to stare at it the whole time to make sure it doesn't mute. Anyway, here in the top right, in the gray Terran again, it's Lovesnow, and at the bottom left, bringing it back in game 2, it's the yellow Terran Pandora. Dude, it's ridiculous. I'm just haunted. That's it. The spirit of all the people that I've cheesed on ladder is coming back to ruin my cast. And, like, I think we're just going to see the same build again. We're just going to see more 3 factory vultures. Eclipse is a map that, like, I think tends to lead to very long TVTs, right? The big issue is that we have this top left map, or a base, that cannot be split between both players, obviously. I feel like we sometimes see one player get the top left, and the other player get the 2 bases in the bottom right. And the top left at least has 2 gas, so it kind of is even. Or sometimes we see, like, one player get each of the 2 bases, and then the top left is like no man's land because there's so many tanks there. I remember for the King of the Tiers tournament, we saw Nebline play like a 35-minute TBT here with battle cruisers and stuff. And yeah, it's exactly the same thing we're seeing again. No one in gas for Pandora. We're going to get that command center just a bit earlier, while Lovesnow leaves 1 in gas to get that faster speed later. Scouting SCV from Lovesnow gets in, but is forced to leave. Here we go. Here's the command center. Here's the command center. And then the guys are backing gas. And I guess I love Snow waits just a bit longer to put guys back in gas, given that they've been mining it longer. Yep, here's the fast machine shop. Ooh, hold on. That's different. There's a machine shop before any vultures. And Pandora already has some vultures here. One SCV trying to get the ramp, almost gets drill blocked. Could see that this fast machine shop means that there's going to be just fewer vultures here. Is that enough for Pandora to do something? Doesn't look like there's a ton of vultures here for him either. Oh, but the first two are going to cross the map. And Lovestone cancels the vultures to make a tank. Oh my god, it's a different game. So, is this tank going to get out in time? I think these vultures are going to be able to deny the National Command Center. Oh, yeah, look at that. Lovestone's worker just retreats there. The Marine tries to block the ramp, but the vultures are going to be in the main. We have the tank about to come out, but is it going to be able to kill these vultures fast enough? I mean, we have 2 or 3 workers going down already. And yes, the tank absolutely will be able to just get these vultures straight out of here. Pandora is going to commit to the 3-factory vulture one more time. Seems like Love Snow is going to go back to making vultures here, but with only 2 factories... here we go. Nope, never mind. Go back to 3 factories. Getting mines before speed this time. Trying to get out on the map. Punish Pandora for losing the first couple of vultures here. No upgrades for the vultures just yet. The machine shop is just now coming on. And that actually... So, is the tank going to be able to push Pandora here? Like, with mines, maybe Pandora could fight this tank, but... I don't know. Or is Love Snow just going to chill here, try to contain rather than trying to bust in here? The barracks from Love Snow is going to get that vision. Of course, we have the barracks from Pandora here as well. Love Snow just going to lay some mines and chill, it looks like. Doesn't really want to bust in. Pandora moving out. Who's Pandora? Going to go around. No, catches that one vulture. Going to go up the ramp here and see these vultures in tanks. I think this fight is going to go in favor of Love Snow here with the extra DPS from the tank. Oh, and we have a tank for Pandora as well. Oh, but the mines laid just a few moments ago by Love Snow are going to kill the tank. And that's a pretty big deal here. There's no units left to defend right now. I don't think we have mines for Pandora. It looks like Pandora went for speed first, but speed is not going to help you against this tank. The repair is on this vulture. Oh my god, look at how many shots it takes for a vulture to kill a tank. It's like 4 damage per shot, I think, with the armor. Reinforcing vultures here for Pandora. This tank is eventually going to go down. Tank number 2 is here, but maybe this rally should have been adjusted. We have 4 factories. Ooh, we're going back up to 5 factories for Pandora. So I think we're just going to see rallied factory units fight each other. Seems to be going better for Pandora just with the more vultures right now. But tanks for Pandora are not going to be able to cross the map for a while with all the mines being laid. Mines is being researched for Pandora as well. We see a lot of stuff in production for Love Snow. Getting siege mode, getting more tanks, getting another factory, getting an armory, and an academy for scans. Oh, this minefield. Oh my god, the tank is going to drag mines into the vultures, I think. So far, Pandora has picked off these mines before they deal too much damage. siege mode is up for Lovestone. Gonna try to cut off Pandora from any more bases, but Pandora has these speed vultures with mines out on the map and has complete vision of the base of Lovestone. There's not even macro coming out of these factories right now, so the base is completely undefended. But at the same time, Pandora, his defenses are weak as well. Oh no, there's mines in front of the factories. The SCVs are being cut down here. I think Lovesnow is just majorly out of position, but here we go. We do have some vultures trying to get damage done in the natural. Mines take out a tank, but I don't think it comes close to all the damage being dealt here in the main of Lovesnow. There was a drop here. Finally, some vultures head out and clean this up, but so much damage is done. Pandora has double the worker count. And this contain isn't super strong from Lovestone. Like, these tanks have to be here to prevent more run-bys. Pandora laying mines of his own. I don't know the exact MMR of these players, Zermsib, but this tier is like 1700 plus. So probably like 1800s or maybe like low 1900s is my guess. These are the tier 0 players, so these are the some of the best in CPL. And this contain really isn't a contain anymore. This is one of the things about this map here is, like, if you can control this area, you block your opponent into their natural. But, like, you want to sit here because you're on the high ground, but it just doesn't quite reach here. We've seen Pandora take advantage of that, but now there's a ton of vultures here for Lovesnow, catching this run-by from Pandora and killing so many vultures. Might be able to pounce on these tanks with some sick mines, but Pandora blocks it, and now this Wraith is going to put a clock on the lifetime of this contain. I think we see some Goliaths in production here, yeah, but they're going to be a while before they're ready. And it looks like Lovestone is just going to take it on the chin, not retreat. Doesn't want to give up all this space for free, but I think Pandora might be able to just take it. Just going to repair the tanks, because the Wraiths are so slow at killing anything. Mine is still paying off so well for Lovestone. Now this tank is going to siege by itself and just have mines lay. Oh, but Pandora clears them out with the vultures? Question mark? Yes! Saves the tank. Now we have two Wraiths here just slowly planking away here at the tanks, providing vision at the same time, but it isn't quite enough for Pandora to kill these tanks, and the first Goliath is here. And it's just to drive away these Wraiths. Now we saw that huge vulture run by cut down like the worker count for Lovesnow, but I feel like all series Pandora has just really been lacking in the worker production. I don't know if it's a build thing or just too much multitasking, but like Lovesnow is really catching up here. Despite being down so far. Wraith getting way too brave here, though Goliath does manage to force it down away from those tanks. Looks like Lovesnow might be afraid of a drop, keeping one tank here in the main, maybe worried about another vulture run by. We got +1 attack on the way for Pandora. The Wraith just gets slapped immediately. Oh, maybe trying to break in here. Vulture trying to lay mines in front of these tanks. Tanks of Pandora getting ahead here, gaining the siege, but Lovesnow has enough to hold it off. And just to maintain the position, trying to punish this move out from Pandora. Killing one tank. There's another tank trying to siege up here. Oh, a big mine hit for Pandora. Forces Lovesnow to retreat. So kind of returning to the status quo here. Third base out on the map for Love Snow. I think is reasonable. I think it seems like Pandora is focused mostly on breaking out now, not on trying to sneak by. And with the mines here for Love Snow, he would see if there was a run-by attempt from Pandora. But with the death of those Goliaths, the Wraiths are able to return here to blink away at this contain, choosing to go for the repairing SCVs. Are there more Goliaths on the way? Yes, eventually. Not before these Wraiths are going to get more damage done. There's even a third Wraith, ladies and gentlemen. Look how slow I kill everything. Oh, these are just so bad. The two Goliaths are on the way. The third command center is up and mining for Love Snow, and this is just going to give them even more worker protection to catch up here. Although Pandora has actually done a good job. Now, oh, the Goliaths though, the Wraiths, they were shift queued on these tanks. Pandora is somewhere else. There we go. Oh, there was a run by that I didn't even notice. A much smaller group of units here from Love Snow to defend, and this is not what Love Snow wants. I mean, Pandora is so good at finding these weaknesses. A Mind Drag takes out a bunch of units there for Love Snow. Now this base might be forced to get lifted here. There's one tank here. Could see Dub try to fight these vultures. Meanwhile, Pandora is going to try to make a breakout here, scanning on this high ground. Oh, I think the one tank that tank got shot down. The Goliath might be too far forward, might be able to be picked off by any further Wraiths if they do come out. Meanwhile, this tank has sieged up, managed to clear out some of these vultures, but can't quite reach all of them. Pandora is trying to break out. Two more Wraiths are coming. Pandora is committed to using these somehow. Focusing down the tank, killing the Goliath. I think this contain might be well and truly broken now. What is Pandora going to do with that? One tank is misrallied here. These vultures are going to try to lay mines here to take it out. And down it goes. But these tanks are still sieged. Like, Pandora isn't like moving up. We do have a third command center trying to move out now, or trying to land. These vultures are still here. The SC is transferred back just a few moments too early, I think. Needed to just unsiege that tank and walk up. Or send these vultures in. Okay, so it will finally be cleaned up. And Pandora's tanks are on siege. Maybe gonna go try to take this high ground and return the favor. Bunch of workers being transferred here. Can Love Snow do the same move again? Or what I mean is, can Love Snow do a run by of their own and punish the undefended third base? Thank you for the follow, Suricata. Good to have you here. Wraiths checking out any a possible hidden base location, and maybe sitting on a possible drop path. There's no turrets or Goliaths in the natural here, so these Wraiths will very slowly be able to chip away at the worker count, which is almost equalized here for Love Snow. Very solid worker production. Goliaths are here, and this time Pandora does pull away the Wraiths as soon as possible. We have a fourth command center coming down for Pandora, choosing to just chill here in the middle of this, like, this two high ground pod path. I kind of like, it's funny that, like, I feel like this area is really important to control, but like this area feels really pointless. I mean, it's mostly to keep your opponent from going here, but like, what are you even blocking off by being here, right? Like, it's like both players just have to throw units onto it, even though it, like, individually doesn't get them anything. And Pandora manages to get some more vultures in here, but this one is cleaned up much faster. When we see a starport at this location, it's usually like for BCs, it's usually like late in the game when there's not room to build starports. Maybe Love Snow is going to get drops out of this and like didn't want it to be scouted, so they built it at a weird location. But it did get caught by vultures. And the 4th command center is going to go down here for Pandora, already bringing plenty of units to defend it. Love Snow's getting their own 4th command center. Ooh, and Pandora smells weakness. Is going to bring this force in here to attack. These tanks are not sieged. There's not very many vultures here to defend. Here we go. Love Snow does bring the reinforcements, but it's a very nice position for Pandora. Both players are staring at each other in this valley. The Love Snow might have moved in here just in time to save the space. Losing a few units unnecessarily, but these 2 tanks are going to lock this down for now. Got +1 attack done for both players. All but Pandora's +2 is almost done. Love Snow going for the +1 armor for this highest facility isn't done yet to unlock the 2nd level of upgrades. And now there's a lot more tanks here for Pandora. Trying to lay some mines to declare this tank line does not work. Wraith is going to get pushed away by this Goliath. And you're maybe thinking about trying to bust in here. Annihilating that tank. +2 attack is almost done. This is like kind of like an anti-timing from Pandora. Just slowly leapfrogging in here. Doesn't want to dive too hard. Oh my god. Love Snow just shows up at the perfect time with 2 more tanks and cleans up the forward tanks of Pandora. Both players have 4 bases now. Love Snow is now all the way up to 22 workers, or 72 workers. Almost 20 ahead, despite being half the worker count of Pandora at one point in the game. The worker count is not as important as base count or like map control, but I don't think Pandora has the kind of advantage to make up for that. Well, right as I say that, we have dropships coming on here, dropping out these tanks right on top of the defending tank line of Love Snow, and this is what Pandora needed to break open this base. Probably, well, I don't know. Are these mines going to clean it up? Oh, huge mine hits. Poor Love Snow here. Pandora taking so much damage, and are these tanks going to save this base? Oh my god, the +2 attack is done. These tanks are 2-shotting the tanks of Love Snow, but it's not enough. 1 tank left for Love Snow and a Wraith of their own. But the dropships are back with the next wave. Even some Goliaths here to deal with the Wraith. Love Snow has more reinforcements, but this time these tanks are sieged up for Pandora. No mine there, trying to accumulate. There's so many SCVs stacked. Oh my god. Oh, the tanks are doing so much damage to this worker line. Here are all of the reinforcements. Pandora gets out with the dropships to bring in the next wave. Oh god, that mine drag might kill all these SCVs. The boys managed to survive, and man, Love Snow is not having much trouble cleaning up these drops at all. Like, I keep thinking it's going to be the end of this base, but Love Snow just kind of like, nah, I'm good now. I like how both players are like, you better not hide a base on me. Just parking units here. Oh, but Pandora actually does try to get one up. This Goliath is going to force these vultures to come back and defend it. No, the Goliath just kills the command center. What's going on? There's too much going on here on the map for Pandora to see that. Oh, but Pandora's trying to like get 2 bases ahead. Trying to take the top left, but that seems really, really ambitious. I assume this was sent like 2 minutes ago when that drop was going on. There's so many tanks here. Poor Pandora is up. Some kind of action going on somewhere. These vultures for Pandora dying for nothing. These vultures here trying to kill these bases. Pandora taking this base, and I don't know if this is just because this one got blocked, but taking the base on Lovestow's side of the map could mean that those resources get drained up, even if the base does get killed, but Lovestow might have enough here to just break this. Meanwhile, Pandora has managed to defend the base in the top left, gotten a bunch of tanks there. It'll be very hard to attack through this narrow ramp. Does leave this base kind of weak with no vultures here. We can see vultures from Lovestow run in. We got Eskia in the chat. Good to see you, as always. Dude, Eskia, I really hope that our series gets cast by somebody, because that game 2 is so funny. Like, somebody has to see game 2. That was too good. Anyway, what's going on here? It looks like Lovestow is making some kind of big play on the map, trying to threaten the bases from Pandora on the left side here. Is Pandora aware of this move out? We have tanks and very nice lines here, but there's so much stuff from Lovestow. Oh my god, and there's not much support for these tanks. Is there a supporting army? No, these are all mines on the mini-map. I thought there was a rally spot, but look at this one vulture is going to crack open this tank line so easily. Oh my god, where is the army of Pandora here just scrambling to get up here? The tanks are already sieging for Lovestow. It's a huge play here to kill 2 bases for Pandora and continue to threaten more here. Man Center trying to lift, but there's so many Goliaths. Most of the SCVs actually get killed before they can retreat. What a play from Lovestow. It was like they've been sitting back for so long and suddenly just moved out with this huge force. Without even having the +2 attack, and actually Pandora's on +3. Pandora's units are being so effective here, but Pandora not able to defend all of these fronts at once. Did manage to keep this base in the bottom right alive. Oh, get some vultures here, taking advantage of the fact that all these units were pulled to do that fight. Pandora is getting back in the lead in the working count here. But I think, all things considered, I think Pandora would rather have this base back. We would have one Wraith here. Just gonna plink away at those tanks. And another attack force is here for Lovestow, maybe gonna collapse on the base in the top left. Pandora desperately trying to get some reinforcements out here somewhere, but has so much ground to cover in this map. Pandora getting another dropship. Actually finds another weak spot in the defenses here, kills more SCVs. Poor Lovestow back down to 34 workers. Pandora really buying so much time here, keeping the top left base alive, just vacuuming up more of these resources. And this base is up too. So Pandora is still ahead in workers even after that great play, or not only ahead in workers, ahead in bases after that great play from Lovestow. And we still have all these units just like staring at each other in the middle of the map. Alright, so is Lovestow just going to fortify this base or try to put more pressure on Pandora? The army size for Lovestow is actually much higher because the supplies are basically equal and there's more workers for Pandora. But look at these drops again, letting Pandora break open this position. Might be able to retake this base. We have Lovestow moving in here. Is it fast enough? There's now a huge tank lead for Pandora, but he does not want to siege up there. It loses so many tanks in in the free shots from the tanks of Love Snow. I think Love Snow is going to take this again. Alright, I have no idea who's winning this fight. I guess Pandora's going to barely hold on for now. A bunch of reinforcing tanks coming on the way here. Somewhere there's a command center in production for, here it is, for Love Snow, but there's no base where that command center can actually go. Looks like these tanks were maybe meant to go here, but they ended up at the wrong base. Now this Wraith is just going to slowly clean them up. Love Snow bringing over a lot more units. This command center has to go to one of these two bases, and we do have Love Snow scanning top left. But if these tanks have vision of this ramp, they're going to get such a good deal here. Without dropships, like we've seen from Pandora, I don't know if Love Snow can cost-effectively break in here. Here we go. Maybe the tanks are slightly too far back. Love Snow trying to break in here. A huge traffic jam on the ramp, but I think it's just enough of a lead. 3 tanks is not enough. Pandora to hold this. Look, Pandora is just going to give it up. Just going to back up here. Tend to live at this base. The Goliath just managed to come clean up that Wraith. Alright, so if the base counts stabilize where they are now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, only 4 for Love Snow, and 4 for Pandora, right? But Pandora would be able to take this whenever he wanted, really. Oh, another drop. Looking for a weak spot in the army of Love Snow. Actually skipped right over the army, heads to this base. Could even go to this base, honestly. Like, are they just going to keep going? No, behind the middle line here. But I think these tanks from Love Snow are just going to annihilate units. Yes. So that drop, not super effective here for Pandora. And we're about to have 3-3 finish for Love Snow, and I don't think the armor is going to be super effective against tanks, but it will help against vultures and little small fights around the map. Here we have another thrust here from Love Snow. Not so many units here for Pandora. This could cut the base count down some more. I mean, there's only one of the mining base, but this one we have the dropship returning, and they actually just get completely annihilated. This one doesn't even drop its units. Is this the breakthrough that Love Snow has been working for all game? Both of these bases in the top left are going to go down, and now it's only this base mining for Pandora. This is the last mining on the map. Well, meanwhile, Love Snow has the dregs of these two bases and is about to get the top left. He could even take this. So what can Pandora do to get back in this game? We saw those dropships that have been so effective get shut down in that last fight. Most of them died. We have one more coming, but don't know if we can expect that kind of play again. No, some workers are dying here. You don't need 40 SCVs on a one base, but you still don't want to be losing them. They're not maxed out yet. And here on the minimap, we see that Love Snow is heading for this last base of Pandora. There's only one bruised tank. Even if it is on the high ground, I think that Love Snow is going to have enough to break it open. I think Pandora is going to be starved out in this game. These two vultures heading here, laying mines. That's it. The last defender for Pandora is gone. There's just the mines that are left. All the dropships get intercepted. Oh my god. Really nice movement there from Love Snow, shutting down any hope of defending this base. Pander is, I think, just going to be completely knocked out here. There's not that much of a bank left. Half the supply. The worker counts are back in favor of Lovesnow. There are many, many bullshit run-bys. And Lovesnow knows that they don't have to, like, commit too much to going up this ramp. Like, you just have a few units here can kill the base while Lovesnow locks down the approach. Oh, but a nice shot there from Pander, but I think it's too little too late. Command center is going to go down. Yes, it goes down, and that's it. No more mining for Pandora. Does he have enough to take one of these bases back? I don't think so. No, Pandora taps out, and Lovesnow takes a very hard-fought Game 3 in this TBC series. And just continuing in this replay. Alright. And that is going to bring the final score for Tier 0 between these two teams 1-3. There was a walkover in the 5th match, so this is just it. Alright, and that was our show for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for the raid, Steve Jung. I don't know if there are any more casts planned for this weekend. I always do Mondays and then either like Thursday or Saturday, depending on my mood. Sometimes we have casters who do like Sunday morning, and then we always have Tuesday and Wednesday for the CPL official match of the week shows. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to find somebody to raid. If you like this, go ahead and give me a follow so you can tune in next time. We could do Zeke, I guess. I think he does some coaching for CPL too.